Greetings and salutations. This is I, Big Dan, Rodan. I'm coming to you live from the 215. Comic book connoisseur, sommelier of sci-fi and superheroes, here to welcome you to the Blerd Bar. I'm not by myself. The voices that are in my head are actually right next to me.
Hold on.
Can you see them in the room with me? I can. You can see them too. These wonderful niggas. I want to get it out of the way now. If I don't say it now, I will pigeonhole myself to not say it later.
I'm glad that the intro just wasn't niggas.
Rivendell.
We're done.
So, for the record, is niggas safe for the night?
Niggas is safe for the night.
safe.
Oh,
Niggas has been safe.
cool. I just want to make
It's
sure.
been safe. The thing is, like, I'd be like, I want this episode to be seen by at least somebody. So you two be like, you know.
Respectfully.
But
tonight.
Niggas
Niggas in Rivendell.
Niggas in Rivendell.
And they go in draconic.
And
That's crazy.
Roar. Wait, did you pick it up?
That was mine. Yeah,
What
I was
are they
gonna let you
going?
have it.
I love that.
Draconic?
Yes.
all right.
I don't know if you got picked up.
Well, it doesn't matter. We did it again.
He did it again.
As you can see, off the rails immediately. To my left is the great one.
Yo, 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 yo.
The ascended one.
Yo, 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 yo.
Talk to him.
Talk himself. Hey. What's up, guys?
Wait, crazy
do-
roll.
do you need a minute?
Terrible roll.
Terrible roll. Terrible.
D-roll.
That is a
D1 on
one,
that intro.
Was that a 1 or was that 17? It was 17.
17?
Last Descendant of Yasuke,
Bars.
sub overdub for all anime, salsa dancing ninja, stay on his toes, got a sake flight ready to go. It's your boy, Hawkins, Hanzo, Pterosaurus.
Oh,
And to my left,
I was once known as the stalwart shield of South Philly, but now I am the tentative tyrant of Tilt Nation, prince of all broke boys.
Wow.
Ace trainer, Argent. But we have very special guests to my left. I'm gonna let him talk to the people, my friend. Thank you.
Well, I guess that's my opportunity. My name is Khalil, a.k.a. Little Creative, a.k.a. Trafalgar D. Lil, and welcome to my room. Is what I would normally say, but guess what? This ain't mine, not this time. I am a guest tonight who was going to be, passing the mic. So on that occasion.
Here he is.
You know me.
He's back.
John Jaguar. Kaiju Kent. The Kaiju correspondent and the Dark Master of this dungeon.
Dark Master.
he's been working.
We'll be making some rolls tonight. Let's see how they do.
Okay.
That's alarming.
And what are we here to talk about?
First of all, it got mad sensual. When you were like, welcome to my dungeon, gave big Dom energy, and I was like, wait,
Big gray energy.
what episode is this? Not the Blerd Bar.
Oh wait, this isn't this isn't my erotic ASMR.
No, it's not. It's not.
There are no pineapples.
That escalated quickly. Which dungeon are we talking about again?
This is not even the cellar, bro. I don't know what this is.
This is wild.
We have a cocktail.
We do have a cocktail. That's
Where is
right.
it?
It is right here. What's up, guys? We're here. A little bit different this time.
That's right.
A little bit more classy with the C. We have some wine here. We have Chaos Theory from the Brown Estate.
Ooh.
And it's actually, I'm really excited for this. So yeah, we're not doing a cocktail. We're just doing wine.
Pinkies up.
Pinkies up this time. And we've been letting it breathe for a little bit. So I'm going to let Dan here sip on it while I talk about it.
Okay.
And then he can get his feet together.
So don't knock this back.
I mean, if you want to, you can.
But being classy, right?
Being classy, you should.
As niggas in Rivendell.
Right. Just sip and savor.
Right.
Yeah. Chaos Theory.
The High Lord Elrond would be.
He would be disgusted if you just.
If I was just like,
yeah. He's like, they should have never gave these niggas any kind of money.
This is why they're not in Rivendell.
Yeah, exactly.
Redlining.
Chaos Theory began as a one-off blend of Cabernet Sauvignon and Zinfandel that David, who is the main guy or the creator of Brown Estate, created for our first participation in the annual premier Napa Valley Trade Auction. It made such a splash, he went back to the cellar to dial in the details toward making it a permanent addition to our lineup. Over the years, this proprietary blend has become a shapeshifter. Each vintage is its own unique blend. Such has been our journey through the world of wine, a constant adventure that reminds us year in and year out that no matter how random or chaotic things may seem, amidst the mayhem, there is reason, if not always rhyme. And from each season, great wine. So what's really cool about Brown Estate is that it is if not the first, it is the only Black-owned and operated wine vineyard out there in Cali, in Napa Valley. I actually went over to their tasting room. I think it was last year that we did that. It was a lot of fun. This is the 2021 year. What is it called? 2021 vintage? Yeah, so Brown Estate, chaos theory. What did you think so far?
So I'm getting notes of cherry.
Okay.
Obviously it's wine, so it's a grape. There's some grapes in there. Not as dry. I would semi-sweet. Is that semi-sweet?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a red, so it's not like this is. If I'm guessing pairings, fish, salmon, particularly.
Mm-hmm.
Steak.
Okay.
I can see a steak with this.
Yeah.
Medium rare.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Let me tell you,
The legs, though, you know,
very nice.
I like it.
I like it. So the 2021 Brown Estate Chaos Theory Red has dense crimson color that leads, to a fragrant nose of exotic Asian apple blossom, crushed rose petals, and cloves. This wine delivers a full mouth of soft, silky texture that gives away to ripe, forward, fruit balanced with layers of complexity.
Yeah.
Cascading flavors of blackberries, black cherries, cappuccino,
Called it.
and tobacco
Never said any of those.
lead to herbaceous earthiness with undertones of big game and fresh sage and rosemary. This is a dark, deep brooding and seductive wine that glides over your palate toward a long, elegant finish. The perfect wine to pair with boldly seasoned grilled meats and garlicky potatoes with coarse ground mustard, or a comforting beef pot pie.
Ooh, pot pie wasn't on my list, but I'd
would
knock it
definitely
back
do
with
it.
pot pie.
Not gonna lie, I
Just
just
call this CRT.
why CRT?
I don't know.
Okay.
Just to trigger somebody.
Okay.
There's no other reason.
I think okay. I get the black cherries. I get the tobacco. I don't get cappuccino, but it is earthiness. It does have that earthy, grounded feel that I feel like most reds that I like usually have. I really like this.
Cappuccino is not what I'm tasting, but it could be because I don't drink a lot of coffee. But
I think I smell it more than anything. Especially like
I didn't do that part first. And,
the swirl.
Sorry, High Lord Elron.
It's cool. You swirl, sniff,
Okay.
sip and savor. Or you sniff, swirl. No, you swirl, because that helps it aerate. Swirl, sniff, sip.
Okay. I see. Okay. Look at you teaching me new things.
And savor.
In my big 35 years.
Big 3-5?
I am tasting the cappuccino now.
Oh, really?
Mainly because I'm searching for it.
Okay.
But
I still don't, but I like it.
I like it.
I'd buy it again.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a big I'm not the wine guy, but I knocked this back.
Yeah. Well, this has been.
We gotta rate it because this is.
Is that okay?
You know what I'm saying?
All right, well.
This is not really live while we record, so we gotta do that part too.
Well, all right.
You're gonna get real us every time. At least when I'm in the room. I don't know what he be doing. Sometimes
commercial has
don't
become
ask
segment.
me. Yeah, there you go. Don't ask me what he does by himself in these rooms. I've never watched it, being honest. Okay? So I'm telling you right now.
Ooh. Tobacco on the back end.
Okay. You're gonna get us every time. Out of 5?
Out of 5, I give this, There's nothing that I could detract from it, so I would give it a 5.
Okay.
I would give it a 5.
You rarely give out 5s out
I
here.
don't.
Who are you?
It's just that
Is it
good.
because we're at your house?
Well, I mean, I guess we are.
Legally, you could say no. You could have been like, no. You admitted to it. As a red, that's not like a dessert red. If I'm going to pick a red, it's going to be normally dessert.
Really?
I don't really drink wine with my food.
That's
for
fair.
real.
Okay.
It's just not a thing. I'm sorry, High Lord Elrond. But on the classy side of things, knowing what I know and tasting what I've tasted, wow. I'm gonna go with 3.5. I feel like I've had. Now you didn't say the price point, which I feel like might be a little bit important based on where it falls on shelf.
No, that's fair.
Because then maybe I could change my score on that.
I feel like, and I'm gonna look off stage, it was $20? 2021?
Okay.
2021? So like, I mean, this isn't
is-
every, you know.
This is a good date night.
Yeah.
You know, you and me and you, both of us together.
Yeah.
Looking across at each other's eyes while we eat yellow rice and salmon, you know, with some elote.
So,
Sounds specific, but
oddly
you know,
specific, some
It
would
was a
say.
scenario that I crafted right here and now. Improv.
Like unprompted.
You know, no one asked for it. Zip, zap, zap. And back to you guys.
That's the sign up.
And we're back. Thank you so much for watching that episode. Please don't click over that because it's important that you give us the views of that cocktail.
Boy, that looks
And we want to know how you
delicious.
feel about it. Let us know. You know what you can do right now before we go any further? Like the video.
Please.
Tell somebody else about it. And if you're not subscribed, just click it.
It doesn't cost you anything.
It's free.
It doesn't cost anything?
No, it's absolutely free.
Absolutely free.
They
You
can
mean
even
you
make
don't roll a 1 every time?
They can even make new YouTube accounts just to like and subscribe more than once.
Are you telling us they could be Nepo babies?
Yes.
In other words, in other news.
Is it safe for the children?
Well, we've said we've said niggas enough times.
We said niggas a lot, and there will be alcohol involved.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
We've consistently put
So yes.
no.
My favorite part of
Point.
editing the video is when it's not for kids.
Every time.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
Every time.
Because we talk about alcohol.
I have a weird question for you guys.
Weird question?
Weird question.
How about a weird answer?
Going on the way down.
So, as of this recording, the eclipse just happened, and I want to know, what were the special powers that you got?
Oh, I can blink like 11 times a second now. I can blink so much faster than I could before.
Is that stress related?
Yes.
Okay. I just thought I'd ask.
Wow, that's
I feel great stress when I do it.
What's that look like on your character sheet? Like, is it -0 Constitution?
Is that a feat?
It's yeah, it's technically a feat listed as a feat, but it's
Okay.
more of a medical condition.
So race, a race trait.
It's not a feature; it's a bug, actually.
Does it function as a debuff? It might work. It might be one.
Kent, I thought that was just alert.
I
thought
get
that's just how it
disadvantage on all
Right.
wisdom saving throws.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like it might be effective in charismatic situations though, because they'd be like, "This nigga
Yeah,
is
it's
weird."
I get disadvantage on all charisma saving throws as well.
And perception.
And perception. Oh, it greatly affects my perception. I have a -7 modifier to perception. My passive perception
No
is less than
discounts?
8.
No
That's
discounts
really
in
bad.
shops. No discounts in shops at all. Your charisma is tanked. He's like,
bad.
you know what? Don't take it for free.
In fact,
don't take this for free at all.
shopkeepers will actually charge me more. And
Follow
I'll
you,
pay it.
and follow you around the store for it.
Hey, why are you blinking at him? That's an insult. You're insulting him by blinking at him so much.
Yeah.
That's rude in my language. In my language.
What language?
Wait, you're the guy who's
He's a
Apparently
shopkeep.
being it's you.
It turns
I'm
out,
the shopkeep. That's my role. I'm an NPC.
yeah, actually, it turns out Khalil is an expertly crafted NPC I wrote for you guys.
That's the power he got. I could be an NPC.
That's crazy.
That sounds amazing.
I mean, there sounds like there's some buffs to that though, like immortality, right? 'Cause you're a part of the game.
Absolutely.
You are straight up code.
The problem is, as soon as you're emotionally attracted to him, I'll have him die tragically.
No.
Yeah, to motivate you on your quest.
That's for the viewers.
Might work like the Mingekyo Sharingan.
They changed that now.
That'd be a.
They changed it.
That's not this
We're
episode.
not gonna get.
That's not this episode, but
gonna
I
get-
appreciate that.
We're not
Yeah,
talking
you're right.
about.
Weird question. Weird question.
We're not talking about Boruto now, or likely ever.
Well, we're gonna talk about it. Boruto the manga
Yeah.
is crazy.
Two
We got it.
blue. Oh, has two blue.
I
vortexes.
love-
I haven't kept up.
Phenomenal.
All right.
It seems we are of differing opinions, my friend. But please tell us your power. What did the eclipse? What boom of the eclipse?
Took a turn.
Speaking of Boruto and the Naruto verse, I gained super eyes. I can now see people's bullshit coming a mile away.
Oh.
It's a supernatural sight. I'm grateful for it. It keeps me out of people's bullshit because when I see it coming, I'm like, ha, I'm good.
So you didn't look at the eclipse then?
Look, the eclipse showed me what to look for.
The eclipse isn't known for improving people's vision. When they look at it.
See, it makes us blink 11 times. So you know what?
That was like my favorite thing yesterday. Was literally
seeing
watching
people-
people go, oh.
I saw that Google
no
searches for eyes hurt. When will eyes stop hurting?
So
spiked during the eclipse.
So high.
Yeah, they did.
Nobody. Did,
Oh, man.
That's a shame. People should know. Not
Should have been like eyes hurty because I feel like they weren't typing it in correctly and like
Yeah.
the T's right next to the Y, just like eyes hurting. It's real quick.
That's funny.
What'd you get?
I got this really cool ability that I will never trip over my shoes if they're untied ever again.
Huh?
It's pretty cool. It's a
That is a
passive quirk.
super.
You got Crocs,
kinda
don't you?
lucky ability.
Huh?
You got craps.
My lawyer said I don't have to answer that. What'd you get?
Sports mode.
I love that you guys all went for something like silly but like very funny, and I was like very serious.
You thought about it.
I was like, I know my power's dope as fuck.
I didn't know this.
He's like, wait till these guys hear.
I
this.
didn't know
I was
this.
like, no, I'm
I'm
so serious.
I've guessed it on this
Damn,
show
son.
quite a few times that I would never have guessed you were being serious.
Yeah, that's funny. I'm like, oh, we're gonna all have black people superpowers that are things we can already do. Like,
I went for a self-effacing joke. I don't.
Yeah, I was like, nah, fuck that.
You went for a superpower.
You're late.
I got a superpower.
Eric, tell us.
So I can construct like little mechazords or like little mechanisms that I can like also they can be like AI that like can do stuff or they can like be like body armor. So like
that's
what?
so your Iron Man suit from which one was that?
It's like a
The
nano
nano
suit.
suit.
I'm
The
from-
nano
Kinda,
suit.
but like more like
Cursed energy from JJK.
you know like Kaiju Kid who like can like create stuff. Kind of like that. So like I can like think of it and like create like a little like Godzilla like Mechazord, but then it could be like off and doing something. But then also if I need like extra power, I can like
Summon it.
You're saying you're a high-level artificer then.
Yes.
Pretty much.
That's what I was waiting
That
for.
sounds
Yeah.
like an inability.
Yes.
a what?
What's the bull?
An inability.
From Hunter times Hunter.
Oh,
Yes.
nin
Hunt-
ability. Nin. Oh,
Hunter
yeah, yeah,
times
yeah.
Awesome
Yeah,
inability.
yeah, that's true. Yep.
What about the bull from JJK? The man who was like, yes.
Yeah. Robot guy.
But Mechamar, isn't that like an actual robot though?
No, he
No.
still controls it with curse energy. It only moves because of curse energy.
Gotcha.
And I don't even really bang with JJK, but that's not what we're here for.
That's wild. You
not
saying
what
that
we
like
We're
a
so
couple
very
times
far
and
from the
it's-
topic we agreed.
You know, but
I
it's
read
like
the manga.
you need to leave. You gotta go. What did I get? Let's see. I was
Sweat
going-
gland manipulation.
Whoa, that would be actually phenomenal.
Duck.
That wait, I just want to say, that power would be way more phenomenal than we think.
Hold on, because this is a genetic condition, and it's so crazy. It's so crazy.
Say
'Cause
sorry
I'm like,
right now.
no.
Say sorry right now.
Damage.
No.
What's so crazy is my dad had something called hyperhidrosis. I have it too. My daughter has it. It's just-
Hyperhidrosis?
Yeah.
That does sound like a
It's a
blasters
thing.
attack.
No.
It does sound like a
It's
It is a
curse
thing.
technique.
Yeah, but like
It's definitely cursed.
what you said,
That definitely
hyperhidrosis?
Yeah.
sounds like a
Hyperhidrosis?
cursed technique.
Yeah.
Oh my
That sounds
God.
dope.
Domain expansion.
not, though.
Hyperhidrosis.
Hyperhidrosis.
And it's just the saltiest water, and you're like, oh, why does it smell? There's a taste, it's vinegary. What?
It's like hyperhidrosis and it's like very misty and like you can't like not
You smell it, but you also taste it.
It's in my eyes. It's in the back.
Somebody's like, did somebody buy something from Pat's or Gino's? It smells like their onions.
And you're like,
Okay.
no,
Alright,
that is my hyperhidrosis.
You're in my eat. All right, let's pull it back. Pull it back.
So
All right, that was a weird question. That's
no, I didn't even
crazy.
get the answer, which is wild.
Because that's actually not the power that you create
No.
for yourself. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. And you know what's wild? Like, I actually like set a boundary and defended myself, and everybody's like,
No,
nigga, this is great.
No, nigga. That's what you got.
That's actually really a shame.
No.
But it was hilarious.
They were all
Nah,
like,
draw
domain
four, nigga.
expansion. I'm like, bars, nigga. Fine.
Sorry. What's your power?
Too late now. It's that. It's that. It's the cursed energy.
It's canon.
It's canon now.
It's canon.
It is literally the cursed energy of sweating all the time. It could be 60 degrees. First of all y'all niggas are sweating. You're welcome.
Okay, you're
Domain,
right. You're right.
domain expansion. You're welcome.
I just wanted to say, I think it'd be great because if you had sweat gland manipulation, couldn't you just make yourself stop sweating?
Well, that's not good for you, though.
I'm sure if you can find
choose
other
You also
stop
know what's not.
breathing,
You want to know what's also not good? This. You know how many shirts I've lost to hyperhidrosis, nigga? I've claimed so many bodies of shirts. The fabric. I'm sorry, Sterling. Go ahead.
No.
Okay.
I was just-
Were you trying to like sweat more?
Because
like-
we can choose to stop breathing, but I was like, no.
Nah, watch me.
That is a terrible hill to die on.
Although,
You will die on that hill.
You will die.
Die.
You will die on that.
you're like, I'm gonna prove this nigga wrong right now.
The last time you do anything.
Literally have to pull it off air.
There's
like
a lot of
this,
stuff you
this
can do
video is
once.
worthless. This nigga died on camera. You'll never hear this episode ever because he chose to do the wrong thing. I would say I would be an efficient efficient waterbender though
Oh yeah.
with hyperhidrosis because Katara had to work hard to
Yeah.
break out of that.
Yeah.
That one wooden jail.
Can you
Not
imagine
me.
fighting someone and then you go like this and pull the sweat out of their body? I'd stop.
I also feel,
I'd just go home.
no, not that. I feel like if I was the victim of being hit by somebody's sweat in waterbending, I think I'm done.
Yeah, someone projectile. They pull out their own sweat,
Bro.
and beam it at you. It's like, you
Bro,
win.
It's like,
You win.
some guy in my mouth.
That reminds
every
me of,
firebender would have hung it up. I'd be like, you know what? We're good. We're good. Oppress people? We don't do that. We're out.
that reminds me of a conversation you guys had in a previous episode where you guys were reviewing Gen V, and you talked about getting hit with blood. And you're like, if I got hit with that, you know what? I've done the fight.
Like, you know, you win.
I
You
don't want to
win.
get hit with blood.
Respectfully. It's not even like, I'm not trying to give you a stigma. I'm just, I don't want to be a part of that.
Not only do you forfeit the fight, but you also have to like make an appointment with your general practitioner
Yeah,
afterwards.
yeah.
Yo.
Get yourself
how
tested
I
on
also,
a couple things.
I think more therapy. Like, having to go sit with a person and be like, so he, like, did this
Right.
and did this, and it went across my lip in a way that, like, made me
I'm
question.
uncomfortable.
It was
Yeah.
right here. I still feel it to this day.
Oh, man.
That gives me a really crazy story, and I don't know if I can tell it, but I feel like I should.
Oh, Patreon.
Why don't, yeah, tell it and then we'll cut it
Maybe
and then
cut
make
it.
people pay for it.
So I was on SEPTA. I was on SEPTA. Make people so wrong.
Wait, hold on.
Moving on, because this episode has purpose.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow, and we've strayed so far.
But
from
that's the whole point. Like, that's why you guys are here. Because I'd rather talk to friends about nonsense than, try to be all uptight. And be an actual podcast that's effective at getting views.
Wait, self shots? Hold on.
Oh, I do those a lot. Do you not watch the episodes? You just be listening to yourself.
That's not true. That's not what I do.
No.
That was super effective. That was super
What was we
effective.
talking about? Like the episode.
The stuff is like
We're here to talk about something. Can't hear.
there's purpose behind the guests we have here. Lil,
Yeah.
while you feel very much like one of us, you're here for a very special purpose. You wrote a book.
I did.
You are an author now.
You like published.
Niggas read books, first of all.
Niggas read.
And now
Wow.
niggas write books.
Thank you.
In Rivendell.
Show the camera, my guy.
So This is my novel series. First off, again, how y'all doing? My name is Khalil, aka Little Creative, aka Trafalgar D. Lil. I want to say thank you, first off, for having me. I am a fan of the podcast, but moving forward, the reason that I'm here today,
Your family now. You're
got a seat at the bar.
You're ascended barfly now.
Ohana means family.
Family means somebody's getting left behind.
No.
Billable.
I can't unpack that right
That's
now.
Bill
Picture
Wise.
book. Come on, man. Don't let me get you off track.
So I am a fan of fantasy. I grew up reading Spider-Man. He's been my favorite superhero. If you can't clearly see that. With great power comes great responsibility. I was mentored by Uncle Iroh, Aang and the gang, and I was taught about storytelling from Ichiro Oda and One Piece, and I just love all of the forms of fantasy that I was granted. Kai was a reflection of, for those of you who don't know, that's the main character in the novel. Kai is a reflection of me, and I grew up reading. My mom was a teacher, so in addition to getting my video games taken, I used to get my books taken.
What?
So,
That's
I'm so serious.
brutal.
I'm so serious.
They go after the thing you love. As a
No, they
parent,
do. They
as
do.
a parent, I can tell you that.
They do.
No.
And I used to. And it's like
Sometimes you live long enough to.
You become
you
yeah.
remember before
I'll
No
teach you to
Bluey.
be literate.
before our systems had lights on them, you used to have to sneak them.
Of course we.
I used to do that with my handhelds and my books.
And your books.
So
You
she
had a
would take
reader light.
everything.
You had a reader light, didn't
What?
you?
I had multiple.
My God, we're here.
You know.
She takes one.
You know. I used to feel that.
Right.
So I grew up reading Percy Jackson in a time that was very. Percy Jackson was my middle school kid book. Let's be honest. I was a fan of Harry Potter, but I wasn't allowed to read that because I grew up in a classic Black Christian household. As the choir goes.
Chama bonding.
Yeah, you know, as the choir goes.
I hit you already.
That's okay. Close enough. You know, some things we can all understand.
Yeah.
So, I wasn't really allowed to read Harry Potter, so I
To this day, I still haven't.
I snuck and watched the movies like a
watched the
classic
movies.
American.
I wouldn't recommend now starting.
I
To read the books?
I went and snuck and watched the movies.
Don't give
like
her the
a
money.
typical
Is what he's
American.
saying.
Took the easy way.
You know, read comic books online or something like that. I don't know. Find a scan.
Scans of
The
Harry Potter.
scanlation of Harry Potter is crazy.
I didn't say do it, but I said if you
did
find.
say
I
find
said
a scan.
fine. I didn't say go do it though,
He's saying that to you. That doesn't mean go do it.
because you know pay for what you own. You know what I'm saying? Don't steal it.
Or you
That-
can.
Don't get caught stealing it.
There it is.
The way this episode is going
Wordplay.
straight to Patreon is fast track.
Let's
Yes.
talk about Kai.
So my thing was, I always loved to see the characters in these books who had these magical abilities. But my greatest issue was that none of them were Black. So I got tired of that. I got representation in the Carter Chronicles with Carter and Sadie Kane, and phenomenal series by Rick Riordan. Everybody, you should go look that up. However, it was Egyptian, and I love that. There are Black people outside of Egypt, y'all. For the record, there's Black people outside of Egypt, and not all magic or a rich history having to do with Black people has to be Egyptian based, especially if it's fantasy. Everything's fake anyway, right?
Yeah.
So
There's no reason.
you know,
That's going to be the cultural portion of this conversation. Hold on to that though. I want you to keep that
keep that
same
energy,
energy.
thank you.
I'm gonna let you cook though.
Thank you. So I created a character and I gave him the abilities that I wish I would have had. I'm not going to go into too many spoilers about his powers or abilities or the concept of how magic affects or works in the book. But it is very much a compilation of me being a fan of superheroes,
Right.
me growing up watching cartoons, me being mentored by manga and anime, and there's actually a point that I wanted to talk about. Sterling and I were talking earlier, and he mentioned my storytelling and the way that I tell the story without giving away certain things towards the grander plot that may come from future installments. And a part of my storytelling, the way that I tell that in the first novel and throughout the other installments, is a reflection of One Piece, because I learned to tell a larger story in the background while getting the smaller adventure in front of us. That's going to keep the attention of the reader while building the world lore and building the larger story for that final delivery in the end, because that's the story, in my opinion, that we are essentially getting from One Piece.
Gotcha.
I'm such a big fan of world building.
Yes.
Massive worlds and lore are my jam, really. Is there any way we could get like a short sort of preview summary, like give a basic idea of what it's about?
Okay. So
You can read the back of the book too.
Oh yeah, back of the book.
Back of the book got it for you. You know, rather than I was about the riff, and I was going to let you cook.
please, would you like to?
Sure.
In a world.
I'll do it in a DM voice. Kai Davis is a typical high school senior focused on prom, grades, and attending college in the fall. Or at least, that was his plan. Now he's in a whole new world, full of monstrous beasts, deadly sorcerers, and dangerous magic beyond his wildest imagination. How is he supposed to survive in this world of madness and magic after he sets out on a journey to save his loved ones? Come along as he discovers his role in the land of Celestia.
Wow, that.
Epic.
I'm sold already. I will
Thank you.
definitely be
Thank you.
checking this out.
Thank you.
This
Thank you.
seems
Thank you.
really cool, and I love the art on the front.
Yeah, who did?
Yeah, tell us about that.
I would like to give a shout out that her name is Kai on Instagram. Crazed Kai, you can find
coincidence.
her. I actually, you would never believe, I met her, Crazed Kai, on Instagram and other social media platforms. I met her at the same day I met you guys at OtakuCon in 2023.
Otaku Fest.
Technically, Otaku Fest.
For legal reasons.
Otaku Fest.
Actually.
That was.
Well, no, it's a legal thing, legit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Is there an actual
clarification?
Oh, yeah, Otakon. Yeah.
Wow.
I've been to Otakon.
We learn things every day.
Well,
But yeah,
That's what
I
we're here
met
for.
her, and I was immediately drawn to her art because I knew I'd been developing concepts for this and working on this since I was a senior in high school.
okay.
So I'd known for a long time. Thank you.
I
This is
see
when I
it.
began to write it. So I was very much drawn to her artwork because I'd previously commissioned an artist to draw my favorite character, or at least in this part of the series.
Oh, who?
Can I guess? Can I guess? No, you guess. You guess.
I'm not gonna. I really do want to know, but I would want to say maybe the Reaper.
I was about to say Kieran. I was about to say Kieran. That's what I was going to
I
say.
said I didn't want to say the name because
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Well, giving out the name might be a deterrent. Who knows? I doubt that.
I apologize.
Go buy this book first of
Just
all.
bleep it. You can. It don't cost you a lot. Just bleep. I'll bleep it. I got Premiere. Please continue.
So, well, I will say
I am not touching that conversation.
I will neither confirm nor deny.
Okay.
However, what I will say,
That was perfect.
it is a female character.
Okay.
It is a lady character. And when I got the original artist's art, their work, it didn't sit right with me because, first off, we're black. I needed my black characters to look black.
Right.
And again, this was a lady character. So on top of the fact that she's a warrior, she has magic, she fights, she's strong. The depiction, the art didn't look like a black muscle mommy. You know what I'm saying? She didn't look like she could hold her own.
You into that?
Look,
No,
listen,
just concerned.
Serena Williams.
You into that?
All I'm saying is,
You into that?
for me personally, it's not just what I'm into. It's not necessary. I'm not.
But also,
I'm not. I will neither confirm nor deny.
You into that?
I will neither confirm nor deny.
Right. All I'm saying is.
I will neither confirm nor deny. However,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have
yeah.
always been of the volition that I cannot stand, especially in fantasy, weak female characters. Why? If our strength is not based on being male or female, man or woman, but on our abilities and strength in this fantastical world, why do we have weak females? Why do we have weak women?
We're going to get there to the
let me
culture
point
point.
out we're talking about black people in fantasy today, but another episode, maybe of another podcast, could easily fill just as much time. Talking about women in fantasy easily.
Well, I also would like to maybe have women present
That's a good point.
That's a good
point.
Absolutely.
That's a good point.
Just because. But we are all black.
Women in fantasy.
Five niggas. Five niggas in a world where five niggas talk about women issues inaccurately.
It's
with
not
no
what you'd expect. Podcasting 2024.
There's a why, but not where you think. It's a lot of whys, actually. I do want to give you praise for first of all writing a book. Like let's
Thank you.
be real.
Thank you.
Literacy, especially in Philly and in the tri-state area, is a problem.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
And so to make the effort of not filling the medium with a visual, but rather, using the words to paint the picture, kudos to you. Picked up on Percy Jackson being influenced there.
Thank you.
I
wasn't hiding it.
No. But I saw you reading this book, and we only met once or twice, and I was like, nah, this bro put himself in this book.
Thank you.
And that's more important than going for the bait of high fantasy concepts. You told a story that felt rooted and personal, and I'm waiting for the next installments, which upsets me because I'm like, I'd rather just next time
binge
buy the set. I gotta buy separate books, but you know what I'm saying.
In time.
He wants the box set.
Well, no, I don't want the box set now. I already bought one, so I'm gonna buy one. Look at what I look like.
They're hardcover, Dan.
I didn't get hardcover.
There are multiple different types of copies. You can get it in hardcover or paperback, and there is an audio book on the way.
Hey.
Whoa. Are you doing the voices?
Where will it be available?
Do you need voices?
Do you need voices?
Different episode.
Exclusive.
That was different. You didn't think anyone would see it, but I did.
He didn't think we would notice, but we did. What did you think of the book? Because you read it as well.
I did read it. Because we're not doing spoilers, I'm going to put my notes away.
Thank you.
Oh, man.
But
It's okay.
I'm doing spoilers.
You can
I
leave.
have so many questions.
Spoilers are for
you gotta go.
Spoilers are for Patreon.
Yeah, if we got time.
If we got time. I thought it was a great story that encapsulated. I think it was cool that he was young, but he wasn't an annoying young character. I think you kept those moments that usually get dragged out. You kept them very brief, and I appreciated that.
Thank you.
Because
He had to have some kind of common sense.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
we're millennials.
It's
and we hate
really
kids now.
easy to write. It's really easy to write young characters. Teenagers is really annoying, but the fact that you didn't is really impressive. I'm really excited to read this.
Thank
book,
you.
honestly.
I'm glad that makes me. I'm just a regular nigga.
In Rivendell.
In Rivendell.
I will say that I do. When I read it, there was a character who reminded me of an Avatar, the mercenary with the mole wolf.
Mm-hmm. Oh no.
The mole wolf lady.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
June.
June. There was a person who reminded me of them, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
Is that who you guessed earlier?
Yeah.
Oh,
you're gonna
that's
bleep out.
very
I guess
interesting.
now.
To be quite honest, I didn't think of June specifically. However, her character was taken from that female or that woman character archetype.
Right. Yeah.
So if you get the vibes, she was supposed to be from that archetype.
Right.
So
You've seen her before.
you've seen her before.
Danny Phantom.
Blackfire.
yeah.
You know, like
Sort of a femme fatale, but very dangerous.
I thought that was cool. I feel like there's not much that I can say.
All right, well then move on.
Yeah.
Hey everybody.
We holding up the line.
Khalil, there were lots of things I loved about this book. specifically when we get into high fantasy and we get into the journey, I think there are a lot of fantastic parts. There are a lot of, not saying this happened in the book, but, slaying of the dragon, the siege of the castle, the big hero doing the big thing. But I love your intimate moments of focusing on like, all right, yo, we're going to be on this boat for like 2 weeks. And then
Stuff happens. Like, it's life. Let's talk about stuff.
And then it's the interactions of the characters. It is, these are the moments where friendships are built. When love blossoms in these small moments, and that was something I really enjoyed. I hope that's spoil free. I guess I think it is.
That's spoil free.
Okay.
Also,
Mom says
this is my show.
I think you can definitely reading the book. I was like, oh yeah, this is the bull that I had a whole argument about anime with. Like reading it, I was like,
that is exactly what happened. For the record,
I was like, this you can. This is the screenplay of an anime. Like,
thank you.
It's like that's how it reads, especially the last
third act.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this I could easily. This is any anime that I would watch like now. So like you can feel that.
Actually, I'm glad you said that because I want to
mention
that.
Let him cook.
I'm glad you said that because the reason that I wrote a book, and I appreciate the fact that you gave me credit for contributing to the progression of our literacy, especially amongst young people. Since this is a young adult novel book, it is primarily targeted toward people in the age demographic between 12 to 18. However, I did incorporate themes that kids would appreciate, but adults would understand.
Right.
Now, I cannot draw. I'm not an artist. I'm not a graphic artist. I wasn't blessed with that gift. However, I do believe that I was blessed with a talent for words. This is how I used my gift. I can't create an anime because I can't draw a manga. However, I feel as though I was a theater major in college. I love to create. I love to tell stories. I love to tell stories. So why shouldn't I tell a story that I want to tell and share? Because I can't draw pictures for people to see. Somebody out there has the talent to. Yeah. I will connect with people who have the ability to create the vision that I see. But I will talk about Bruno.
I get that. Did you have anything else before we move on to some culture, real quick?
I know we got a couple of other things I'm trying to remember. I am interested to see. Oh, the influences. It is very cool that I didn't know about. I knew like we had similar things, but like as you were going, I was like One Piece. It's like as we were going, it's like there that is, and yeah, thank you for following through.
Thank you.
Many people have many ideas. Many people have the drive.
It's a lot of niggas with ideas.
But to
a lot of niggas with ideas.
A lot of niggas in Rivendell.
Yeah.
Not all of them going draconic.
Not all of them.
But to follow through and finish it, that is amazing. So thank you for sharing. Because there's such a vulnerability in writing, and you, like Dan was saying, you really let yourself be seen, and I deeply respect that.
Yeah. Actually, can I respond to that last time before we move on? Thank you for that. And I wanted to. There was something that was mentioned in the previous episode where you guys were reviewing. Negroes and the Negroes Magic Society, I believe it was Kenny who said that there have been black people in fantasy who have damaged the image of black people in magic or in fantasy, and I understand why he said that and the conversation that ensued, and I wanted to undo that. And so,
same season.
Pull it up,
twofer.
Pterosaur.
He belongs here now.
Thank you. I love it here.
He belongs to the bar.
So Sterling was telling me earlier, he was asking me about how much has been done so far. And I would like to say on air, I have already finished the second. I'm writing the third.
Okay.
Blerd
Bar exclusive.
So you're not going to be a George R. Martin about this. We're going to get these books.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't say his name. You take another 7 days off his life.
Every time someone makes a joke about George R. Martin, we get another 5 years added to Winds of Winter.
He breathes very deeply and then does nothing else.
Well, listen, I will be here first opportunity I have to come back.
Yes.
Excellent. And I'm currently entertaining the concept of spin-offs.
Okay. World building is important. And they can definitely be done in one shots. You read comics, so you know that sometimes you don't need a full arc for a whole character. Sometimes you just want to see them shine in a moment. And I think these are important ways to do storytelling without having to do the whole groundwork for, oh, here's them at 2 years old. Here's them at 5. Here's them at 10. Come back to the next book and we'll tell them when they're at 13. Maybe you just show them for 45 minutes of their life at, 45. Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
You could even do short story collections of that, like multiple one-shots. Some of the most famous, some of the biggest names in fantasy literature and history, Robert E. Howard. Most of the original Conan the Barbarian stories were actually short one-shots that were published separately in magazines and then collected and published in collections like that.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, Poe. Lovecraft did that. It's actually a tradition in fantasy literature to publish short stories and collect them.
He knows something.
Yeah.
He's cooking.
How much of a spoiler do you want? It's not a spoiler, but it's a huge heads up. How much? How much?
As much as
Is it a spoiler for real life? Like
I will say this. I'll say this. I was lying. I actually have already started writing 2 of the spinoffs. I'm working on 3 things right now.
Okay.
2, I've already started. I'm a couple chapters into both spinoffs, but my main focus right now is the mainline series. Again, these are a reflection of my influences and what I grew up to appreciate.
Right.
So my different series will all be in the same universe, and the tying entry will be chronicled to connect and feature the characters from the different books to bring them together at some point. That's the plan. That's the plan.
You in phase 1.
he's building.
Absolutely at phase 1.
The way he Nick Fury'd that whole statement,
Oh,
he's like, there's an initiative.
I've been
Bro.
world building. I've been planning since I graduated high school in 2014. I'm telling you, I've been world building and planning. I've got
I'm excited.
I just need to
I'm
type it
excited.
all. I gotta write it all.
I have so many questions that we don't have time for.
I know.
Also
I
do.
know.
Me too.
Okay. To the culture portion real quick.
Yes.
And honestly talk about black people in fantasy and where potential solutions can come from. And honestly, we'll probably just go down the line really quick because we got to wrap up.
I had a question I wanted to start with real
Sure.
quick, which was and Khalil, you already kind of touched on this. What was everyone's first exposure to black characters in fantasy media? Like, when was the time that, you noticed there's a nigga in Rivendell? Like, because as much as I love The Lord of the Rings, it wasn't that,
It was in Return of the King
What?
when they weaponize them brown people to be the
Bon Goody.
Yeah, the
Goody.
men that serve Sauron.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, for me, what it was actually Grace Jones and Conan the Destroyer.
Ooh.
Yes. I was like, and I was young at that time, and I was raised in a racially mixed household with very progressive parents, and I didn't often think of that. But when I saw her up there fighting alongside Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Hey, wait.
then it occurred to me. I was like, that's something I haven't seen before.
I like that. I'm into that.
Right. Like,
Niggas in Rivendell.
one of these things is not like the other. Well, I guess my answer would have to be either Susie from Rugrats, Susie Carmichael,
Okay.
or
Now, okay, go ahead. Because I was gonna say fantasy.
oh
right?
no.
But
fantasy,
do
fantasy.
you really? I mean,
It's a cartoon. You're right.
Yeah.
Fantasy. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna let it rock. That's what I'm asking. I'm just saying to you, does Rugrats feel like fantasy to you?
Okay. You know what I would say? That was my next answer. Brock from Pokemon.
Hey, all right.
Brock was my first exposure because I was like, well, see, here's the thing. Growing up, I was born in '96. So when Pokemon came out, it's like I was watching a cartoon as
He's
I was
from
a
that
kid coming up.
SpongeBob generation. I don't bet with that.
Wow.
Sorry.
I was just a barfly. I was just a barfly.
It can turn on you just like that.
I was just like, I don't bet with that. But he's so great in other areas, and then he was like,
He said you were one of the good ones until.
You gotta leave.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
You got to drink from the water fountain in the back. It's like,
No,
wow.
I'm with that though.
But,
I can't change the fact that you was born in '96.
I
So
appreciate-
I respect that.
You know,
But that SpongeBob era, there's a generation of people that I feel like who came from like the existence of SpongeBob, and to me they just scream, "I have ADHD and don't want to talk about it."
I concur.
You don't have to call us all
It's
out.
a left
I'm
that
sorry.
we took.
I concur, though. You're not wrong.
Oh no, SpongeBob
he's
gave
not
a
wrong,
whole
and I don't
generation of
like
kids ADHD, and I don't want to talk about that.
It's not scientific. Please continue.
So I would say Brock
Was it their
because
parents? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I would say Brock because the moment that we saw Brock, we got Ash, we got Misty, we got Nurse Joy, we got Gary Oak, we got Professor Oak, we got several characters in the initial Kanto series,
Right.
and then we got a nigga in Rivendell. He had his own gym and everything, so it was special because Brock was not
had a
only
job.
a black character, he was the gym leaders and what they represented in Pokemon was like they were members of the community. So Brock, and he was the first gym leader. So it's like we were introduced to gyms, and then the first gym we got to see was a nigga, and he was holding it down, and that was. I like that.
It was,
He kicked
that nigga
Pikachu's
part.
ass. too.
I just-
Hey, fuck Pikachu.
He fucked
It was
ass
a
up.
a nigga part,
But
right?
I'm sorry.
I would be
I'm with
remiss. I would be remiss if I did not call upon the spirit of Cobb, and I feel like they would rebut. She would rebut that
Is
with
that
like,
fantasy?
is he black?
No,
Ooh.
that's another thing. I said Brock because when I was a child growing up, I didn't know.
Yeah, okay, that's
You
fair.
know?
That's
You-
like
I
ugly.
think,
I thought
I
Nelly
think
was
it's
black.
equally important that
Really, bro?
I think it's
The red
Talk about
cat?
that. We can't talk about this right now.
I think it's
I thought. She
I
was
think
black.
it's equally important that Brock was black to you.
He was
Right?
black. He was black to me. I didn't. When we get older, it's like, oh, they're all Japanese. I get it. I understand.
No, I'm with you. on
See
that.
Piccolo.
No. Piccolo is a nigga.
Yeah.
The spirit of Cobb is about to be on us.
You're right.
But I do think.
I'm done.
Go ahead.
Matter of fact, I'm complete.
Thank you for that. Thank you for the segues off of many other conversations. My first in fantasy, not shamefully, it was something I was into at the time, was Dean Thomas in the Harry Potter series.
I think you can separate the art for that one.
You can. I mean, and it's so many people were into Harry Potter when we were kids because like that's just it was
it's-
ubiquitous.
it's
It
right.
was
I was
like
about to say,
Pokemon. It was
It has taken
everywhere.
on a life of
Yes.
its own in pop culture that you can separate the art from the artist on that one.
And the next big one right after this gotta be Mace Windu.
Oh
Mace Windu.
yeah.
Mace Windu.
Wow.
Hold
Yes.
on.
That's a
All right.
great point.
I want everybody to answer the question.
Is it
but
not that?
Is
fantasy.
it fantasy?
Yes, it's a
Oh,
space opera.
No. So
It
hear me.
ain't science fiction.
Star Wars is not science. Say that again.
Star Wars is a space opera. It is not science fiction.
What do you think about it being science fantasy?
Sure.
The setting is space and spaceships.
Sure.
There's not a drop of science behind it.
There is none. Now that
The Bacta tanks and the
What?
cloning.
Tell me what Bacta is.
Bacta
It's
is-
yogurt.
No.
It's called Bacta because it's bacteria.
It is
They had
built
Luke
on-
floating in it. Yeah.
It's built off of they break down this type of wheat. And that
Is that science?
Sounds like
Yes.
science.
It's magic.
Or is it high alchemy? is
It's
what this is.
magic.
Anyway,
I,
that's my answer.
Okay. No. I'm gonna let you rock. I want to ask that question. Do you have one? Who's the first nigga you saw in fantasy?
Yeah, that's the thing. The first.
Hey yo.
Is this Spinelli?
The way you said Spinelli and not Vince, red flag,
Oh,
bro.
that's where my mind went.
Bro.
That's where my
The way
mind
we
went.
can't unpack that right now, a niggas in Rivendell Part 2 might happen this season.
Please, look, if you want a part 2, put it in the comments.
Please.
So funny.
we
Do
got
you
a
want
lot
to see these
more.
people again?
I would love to come
You
back.
say that like it's a threat. Do you want to see these people again?
Name 3 black characters without lightning superpowers.
Please like and subscribe.
I really want to come back. Please like this video.
Y'all
Vixen
funny.
Gaia.
Y'all
The
funny.
way you did not say Vincent though,
Yeah, no, that's
and
fair.
kept saying Spinelli,
Nah, because I did think.
I
so.
want to unlock that.
Because
bro.
I think it was like okay, yes, Vince is obviously black, but I was like, oh, 2 black people? That's crazy.
It's not Spinelli though. The way you were like,
We taking over.
You know.
the way you was like, we out here is no.
I'm not gonna lie. It might sound crazy, and
Hey, yo, the
disclaimer.
setup is wild already.
But
I don't even know if we
I
can finish the
thought
episode.
when-
Y'all have a blessed night. Go ahead.
seeing Spinelli, I thought we all agreed she was universally like
That's what I thought.
not black or white. I'll say that.
Italian.
She's Sicilian, yeah.
I didn't know many
I'm
Italians.
warmer, but I'm
No,
not gonna say
especially
Italian.
Hispanic.
Nobody thinks she was an Asian kid in the group.
No.
Nobody thought she was the Asian kid in the group.
No.
Asian and black.
Am I?
No.
Am I?
He might be
She was
bugging.
Asian, maybe.
Hold on.
Is he bugging or
Respectfully, bro. No.
No.
I really want you to look at me because I mean this personally.
Asian.
He's really not looking at me,
Tyrese
but I really
is
want.
great.
No.
Yeah. No.
No. But I understand that.
Okay, we're reeling it back.
Reeling it
Josh,
back.
Yeah.
who you're-
I don't.
You didn't think she was Asian?
You gotta let that go, bro.
gotta-
Hey.
Next episode.
Stop.
I don't think we redress this
Spinelli.
at all. Are you really looking at Spinelli too?
Spinelli.
Bro, can you answer the question?
I don't know the
be
first nigga
Blasian.
I saw. It was been a long time. I saw a bunch of people.
You know what? No, she could be Filipino.
She was.
We're not doing this. I'm telling you right now.
Cowardice.
We'll get cut.
Patreon.
The first black person that I saw, it had to have been an anime. I just can't remember what it would have been.
It didn't have to be an anime.
No, for me.
Okay.
Would Full Metal Alchemist be considered
No,
fantasy?
are you?
Yes.
You can't be talking about
Alchemy?
Scar.
Full Metal Alchemist.
No,
Yeah,
I
for
didn't say
sure.
Scar.
Spinelli
I didn't
off
say, bro, I
and
didn't say
then say
Scar.
Scar.
But his people was brown.
They were brown.
Are brown.
Very brown.
I disagree with you putting them on.
I said brown. I said brown.
You said
Cask? Wait, hold on. If Berserk was the first fantasy thing where you saw a black person, how old were you when you were reading or watching Berserk? Because
it depends.
I'll
Because it was
talk
up
to
there for me.
child services
It was up there for me.
I was
retroactively.
watching Ninja Scroll.
That's true.
Josh was really. We don't
Berserk
like
might have
talking
been
about
like
it.
my fifth.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, well, there you
But
go.
no, I
Casca
think
said-
Casca for
Casca.
sure counts.
Oh,
she's
the
brown.
spirit of
so.
Cobb would say no.
Well, she's not here.
I said the spirit.
What was she black to you?
Probably.
Yeah. She's black.
Oh, if that's the case, Yoruichi.
Oh
I
yeah.
was thinking. I was thinking that so long because
She's bad.
that's everybody's favorite go-to black
said that
character
out loud?
in anime.
You into that?
It's almost criminal in the black community if you don't mention Yoruichi amongst the best black characters.
I liked Tosin. I mean, I knew he was a villain, but I loved Kaname
I really-
Tosin.
He was cold.
Yeah.
Tosin was cold until he had
So-
Oh, Tozen.
Yeah, at the end, he did turn
So-
cold. But he was cold until then.
I really hate being the final string, like the string on this, because y'all be like, yeah, and I'm like, I'm gonna let him cook. But I don't. I was in the high fantasy for a long time,
It's true.
and
it's
was
True. I seen it.
bro.
Oh, what's to do with the glasses on Star Trek?
Oh,
Geordie LaForge.
The way y'all are saying sci-fi,
Yeah, Star Trek's definitely not.
Oh,
That's definitely
hold
sci-fi.
On. Hold on, this man who knows Elvish is like very upset about
You're
our
giving
choices in fantasy.
I
Dan a
am,
conniption.
just a little bit, because just a little bit.
Well,
Go ahead.
technically speaking, in the genre of literature, fantasy is classified when you bring into or incorporate magical elements.
Right.
Sci-fi is where you are is usually explorative, or where the concept of what the driving force of the universe is science related. So since the inverse force, like for Star Wars, it has science, but it's also got the force, which might qualify as magic. So you can say a little bit of both. But
Force
Star
is
Trek
not-
doesn't have that.
Force is not magic. It's scientific. It's on a molecular. We've taught midichlorians are a thing scientifically on a biological scale.
Also, the
They-
episode's
wait,
not
that-
called Niggas in Starfleet.
No,
it's
I'm
Niggas in
not-
Rivendell.
Wasn't it?
It's not. It's not.
I feel like
agree.
I feel like when they retconned that, you were upset about it.
It's not. I'm
Kaiju
trying to. It's upsetting because
They're gonna do
sure.
this for a while.
Can you just say your pick? I
No. Oh, now it's I gotta hurry up. Niggas over here arguing about Spinelli, and now all of a sudden I gotta hurry up.
She was Asian.
No, bro.
Malaysian.
The way y'all went left.
Is it
He
Blade?
said Susie Carmichael, and niggas was like, "Yeah, I'm vibing with this." You know how to get Big Dan energy out of me? It's Susie Carmichael
Blade?
for high fantasy.
Is it Blade?
Bro, I'm
In my
sorry. Let me
defense,
go.
I was just
I'm gonna
thinking
cook.
cartoons and
This
fiction.
nigga said
He's
Susie
right.
Carmichael.
No, he's absolutely right.
You gotta pull it back. Pull it back, big fella. Pull it back.
Bro,
Is it Blade?
I want to go off so
Dan,
bad.
Dan, come back to us.
But it's probably Blade.
Come back to us, Dan.
It's probably
Come on
Blade.
back.
It's probably Blade.
Come on back.
Yeah. It's probably Blade.
Okay, Blade.
It's probably Blade.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I felt like I used my super too early in the fight. And y'all still got back up from it. Now I gotta go find a car, in the next level.
Oh man.
Yeah. Anyway.
Some motherfuckers always ice skating uphill.
What a
That's the best written line in
That is
fiction.
one of the greatest lines of all. Want to know why though? Because it's true.
It is true.
It's true.
It's true, but it's the most out-of-pocket way to say it.
And then, dude, I know he said motherfuckers, but we felt it.
Yeah.
We know what it was.
We know.
Niggas.
We said niggas.
He said niggas.
He said niggas in the subtitles.
Yeah.
you heard the word, but niggas was right there at the bottom.
bottom.
And it's very funny, real quick, because I was trying to navigate this with him, like other people in other spaces of like, what's fantasy, right? Like, do you say Underworld is fantasy?
I would say so.
But there's so much scientific futurism taking place in the concepts that you would say it's more sci-fi fantasy.
So
Like hybrid is Twilight fantasy.
I would say it is. So there's so many different subgenres of
And this,
fantasy.
I think we might have to hold on to it only because part two of the episode is going to have to happen. Niggas
It's
in
gonna have
Rivendell,
Yeah, there's so much to talk about.
so much. It's such a big
because
topic
I
for
really
one
wanted
episode.
to talk about like how do we navigate creating worlds where we see each other, and when we say do we want to see black people, are we saying westernized African Americans, or are we saying people who look like us around the world?
Like
The
black
boy of Castlevania.
Castlevania, but also it's like Visions but black on Disney Plus.
I know what you're talking about.
I've seen. I didn't watch that, but I've seen that, and
Why can't
that
I remember what the name
is beautiful and
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah. I thought that was really cool.
I saw ads for that. Yeah. What was that called?
I forget, and I would be.
They might tell us.
Which do you think that I did? Now that you bring that up, what would you say that you, as readers, what would you? And again, thank you for that.
Of course.
Thank you.
What do you think? Which would you think that I did? Because, and then I'll tell you what I tried to do after.
I think, and don't take this however you may take it. I
Please,
can't tell you how to
honest
do that.
critiques.
But I think often when a black writer has to write anything and they try to put themselves in it, they try to make a fair world. And so everyone gets a turn. You try to identify as many cultures and identities as
got
you
on the
can
nose. I'm gonna be honest, you did.
to be like, I don't want to make anyone feel excluded. However, I do feel that we can be selfish in telling our stories because there are stories. Tolkien did it. C.S. Lewis did it.
I feel like every other author.
Yeah.
Like, all the
Most
white
authors
people.
do it.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like for a writer who's traversing through high fantasy, I think you can do that and not, whether you get criticism or not. I understand it's 2024. Think about how long you weren't able to tell your stories.
That's a great.
Think about how long people went back to make sure our documents and documented stories don't exist. Colonialism did a hell of a job of going back and making sure you don't know mythology, you don't know, folklore. Like, we really have word of mouth stories, and they survived just through the test of time and like through survival. But think about how wealthy of a knowledge and storytelling pool we would have had even in medieval times.
Yes.
Like
Pastor Dan taking us to church.
But like I was doing heavy digging on this because I was like, what were those cultures like during the Middle Ages, right?
Yes.
Other than being occupied.
Sheesh, there it is.
But but that's the problem, right? Because the victors were these European cultures who were like, oh, we can tell stories of dragons and tell the stories of castles and swords and shields and not really tell the stories of sand and sandals because those are savages to us. So every time we've seen these characters now, they've still been savages. And that's not the case when we've had kings, we've had doctors, we've had seers, viziers, all these other things.
Your first doctor shouldn't have been Huxtable. Right? Shouldn't be the first one that you see.
So
Wow.
I think we really want to get into that in the next episode, and that might just be like the culture portion of it, because I feel like we got a lot of wealth of content here. But for real, we want some opinions of who was the first fantasy characters you've seen that made you feel seen.
First and also favorite.
And favorites. Because we ain't do that part yet. No. Apparently, Spinelli and Susie Carmichael made the list.
He ain't gonna let it go.
That was my fault for the classification, because that was clearly...
Niggas didn't even say Vincent, and I'm like,
that was crazy.
He's right there in the green jersey with the high top box fade.
It's like, no, Skeeter. Like,
when you answer in the comments, you can put whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
It doesn't have to be high. It's as long as it's fantasy in one of the genres. Daniel.
Okay. First of all, you gotta go.
Star Wars counts.
Star Wars counts.
Star Wars counts.
Give me Ketsu Ondo.
Modern fiction. Modern fantasy counts.
Modern fantasy counts.
High fantasy, low fantasy.
New fantasy.
Hey! The link for his book will be in the description of the video. Make sure you buy it. If you know us, you know how big we are on supporting people who make their own stories. Right? You complain so much about the fact that, oh, white people are telling our stories. A black man is telling a black man's story.
And apparently it's good.
And it's good. so right? Who knew niggas could write books, right?
They be in Rivendell and writing. Shit.
You know what, have you heard the sound on TikTok of like, black people...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, you know what it made me think of is like when Booker T. Washington was like, black people, I'm not one of them. I'm one of the good ones. I'm literate. They don't know how to read. It's like, hey, bro, you holding us all back. But shout outs to you for not listening to Booker T. Washington and writing your own book.
Thank you.
Do we get an item?
Yeah. His book. No, I'm kidding. No, real quick. Pick an item from the book real quick. And just one item. One item.
Obsidian Strike.
Hey!
I'm
You're
not
welcome.
gonna tell you what.
You know what?
You gotta read it to know.
That's like my favorite. I was like, I do that.
Did you like that?
Oh my
You
goodness.
gotta find a craft, like a prop maker, to get those done, because we'd own it and put it on the set.
I'm trying to get pins for the Halo Iris.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
I would
Okay.
rock one of
All right.
those.
Cool.
Not gonna spoil.
Anything else?
Nah, we got an item.
Yeah.
Obsidian Strike.
Oh, make sure you go out to Philly Otaku
Yes.
Yeah.
Fest.
Yeah.
When this video drops, it will be the same day as the first day of
Friday.
Philly Otaku Fest.
I will be
It'll
there.
be that weekend. Jayhawk's gonna be there. I'll be there Sunday. Sterling's gonna be there.
I'll probably be there.
There you go.
There you go. So.
Get your copy signed.
Yeah.
Yes,
Ooh.
Should I do a signing?
You should do it.
Why not?
If you can't do it, then we'll talk off camera.
Actually, I'm so sorry. I do have a book signing coming up.
Where?
Yes.
Where
There
and
we
when?
go.
It is going to be April 27th.
Okay.
And I'm from South Jersey, so it is going to be in South Jersey.
Boo. No, I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's going to be at the Free Monroe Township Library from 11 to 3. I'm going to be there. I'm going to have copies in person. I'm going to be signing copies, so please come on out. And I would love to, see you guys.
And as we always like to say here, y'all have a blessed night. Susie Carmichael, though.